Picture a 3-year-old in a bustling Boston playground. She's juggling nouns, verbs, and adjectives faster than most adults, effortlessly weaving grammar like a seasoned editor. How does she pull this off? Steven Pinker says this isn't magic or mimicry, it's an instinct hardwired deep in our brains, evolved over millions of years. But what if I told you this instinct challenges everything you think you know about language? You think babies just babble nonsense. Pinker flips that assumption on its head. It's like they're born with a blueprint for language, decoding rules nobody explicitly taught them. In the book, Pinker shares a story about a toddler named John from Cambridge. By age 3, John constructed sentences like "I go to the park," showing he wasn't copying adults word for word, but applying grammatical rules instinctively, rules that no one had explicitly taught him. This is a real-life glimpse of language unfolding naturally, like a hidden talent bursting into daylight. Pinker compares the brain's language instinct to having a secret app pre-installed at birth. Just like your phone comes with built-in features ready to use, our brains come wired with a universal grammar framework. This invisible software lets us string words together in meaningful ways, deciphering complex syntax without classes or manuals. This suggests language is part nature, part nurture. Far from being mere cultural hand-me-downs, words and grammar tap into an ancient inheritance encoded in our DNA. Pinker argues that this instinct was honed by natural selection, making us linguistic creatures wired from cradle to adulthood, a transformative realignment of how we see language's origins. Most folks assume you learn language like culture or fashion. Pinker takes a baseball bat to that idea, revealing something way deeper and older, like dinosaur deep. Remember those old-school beliefs that different languages shape how you think? Pinker debunks this with striking clarity. He points to examples where people speaking wildly different tongues still share similar ways of reasoning and imagining. Language isn't a puppet master but a tool, and this challenges decades of academic thinking about language's grip on our minds. Pinker compares linguistic determinism to wearing tinted glasses that change everything you see, yet when you take the glasses off, reality looks surprisingly consistent. Language influences thought, sure, but it doesn't imprison it. His dismantling of this theory reshapes how we understand freedom of thought across cultures, a big mind shift. Even more mind-blowing, Pinker traces the roots of language back 2.5 million years, far earlier than the usual 30,000-year claim. If true, language didn't just pop up with modern humans but evolved alongside our ancestors, like Homo habilis chipping stones and chipping out words. This ancient timeline rewrites the story of how our species became talking apes. So we know kids are wired for language, but how does the brain actually pull off this crazy feat? Pinker opens the curtain on the neural wizardry behind speech. Pinker describes classic brain studies like those on patient Tan, who lost almost all speech except one syllable. His brain damage mapped to a region called Broca's area, a linguistic hotspot. This showed scientists that the brain isn't just a mushy organ, but has specialized zones acting like well-trained employees handling different parts of language, from grammar to meaning. Think of the brain like a super-fast decoder ring. It takes the jumbled sounds of speech, that roar of a busy cafe or city street, and quickly parses it into words, sentences, and ideas. Pinker uses the analogy of a symphony conductor who pulls countless instruments together into a coherent masterpiece. Our brain is that conductor, assembling language instantly, turning noise into understanding. The real kicker, language isn't just hardwired instinct or cultural art, it's this dazzling blend. We inherit an instinctual grammar map but then paint rich layers of culture, humor, poetry, and style on top. This dual nature means language is both a primal biological gift and an endlessly creative human playground. Back to that playground, this 3-year-old isn't just babbling nonsense, she's the product of millions of years of evolutionary genius, a living proof of a sophisticated biological instinct. Pinker invites us to see language not just as words but as an instinct that shapes who we are. So next time you chat, try to notice this hidden genius in your brain. It's always working, always amazing. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.